Brothers and sisters, I have the honor to announce to you the 37th Grand Lodge Convention of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers is officially open for business. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for your patience as we have prepared for the business we have today. I welcome you all to Orlando, Florida. I have received questions from our members, the delegates here and in the field, why we are in Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Well, it's the Southern Territory's turn to host the Grand Lodge Convention, and they've done a grand job. Let's hear it for the Southern Territory. And when we went to search for a place in the Southern Territory to have a convention, you know we do not meet in non-union facilities, brothers and sisters. And this is a 100% union facility here in Orlando, Florida. And they're represented by this union, brothers and sisters. So it's our brothers and sisters that are going to take good care of us and make sure we have a good, safe, and successful convention. Let's hear it for the members of the TCU IAM who take care of all the visitors to Disney World each day. We've never been in a house like this. This is our house, brothers and sisters. And just think, Mickey Mouse has a machinist card in his pocket. Well, brothers and sisters, when you heard the sound of that gavel and this convention was announced open for business, when I said business, I mean serious business. Our union is at a crossroads. And over the next few days, the 1,530 delegates in this hall will make critical decisions, life and death decisions, about the kind of union the IAM is going to be. And make no mistake about it, we're being watched. Our members are watching. And what we decide, they will hold us accountable. Our brothers and sisters in the labor movement, they too are watching and worrying. They know that for as long as anyone can remember, we've been the toughest and the smartest and the cleanest union in all of North America. If the IAM cannot withstand the forces arrayed against us, what's going to happen to them? And as always, the corporate predators are out there, circling, sniffing the air, waiting patiently for a sign of panic or a whiff of blood. When I think of the choices and the threats that our great union faces, I am reminded of a time in the history of the United States when a president had to make the toughest decisions upon which would ride the fate not only of his own nation, but of the whole world. That president was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The time frame was the first week of January 1941. FDR was giving his 9th State of the Union address. It was, and these were his exact words, an unprecedented moment in the history of the Union. He was not exaggerating. In that cold January night, the countries of Western Europe, France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, Denmark, and Norway, were under Hitler's heel. In Asia, Hitler's Japanese allies were engaged in the systematic conquest of China. So FDR began his speech with a history lesson. He described how the democratic way of life is at this moment being directly assailed and how the assailants were still on the march. He dismissed the idea that an unprepared American, single-handed, and with one hand tied behind his back, can hold off the whole world. 1941 was no time for false bravado. FDR wanted to prepare the United States for an all-inclusive national defense. He demanded a swift and driving increase in our armament production. And he defined America as an arsenal for the democracies. By then, the democracies were few in number: Great Britain, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. And they were fighting for their very existence. We Americans, FDR intoned, are vitally concerned in your defense of freedom. We are putting forth our energies, our resources, and our organizing powers to give you the strength to regain and maintain a free world. We shall send you, in an ever-increasing numbers, ships, planes, tanks, guns. This is our purpose and our pledge. And with those words, FDR launched his Lend-Lease plan, a courageous and daring act of international solidarity. And yet, Lend-Lease was but a Band-Aid, and FDR knew it. The democracies knew it. America's likely adversaries did too. So FDR told the American people the harsh, inescapable truth. He said, and I quote, "No one can tell the exact character of the emergency situations we may be called upon to meet. The nation's hands must not be tied when the nation's life is in danger." No truer words were ever spoken. 11 months and 1 day later, the United States was plunged into World War II with a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. FDR saw the storm war clouds on the horizon. He saw how desperately unprepared the nation was for what was coming, and he acted to ready the nation for the almost inevitable conflict. Brothers and sisters, what was true for a great nation is equally true for our great union. We too face a moment unprecedented in the history of our beloved Machinist Union. Today, the IAM stands where America stood in 1941. And as delegates to this absolutely crucial convention, meeting at a time of great danger, we are called upon to determine the future of our union. On the horizon, we can plainly see the black clouds and the lightning, and we can hear the thunder. A massive, continental-sized storm system is headed our way, and we'd better be ready for it. For 8 years now, George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. Let's hear that. Well, they have been in charge of guarding the financial henhouse. And those sly foxes have thrown the doors wide open for the bankers and the brokers and the Wall Street wise guys. These corporate thieves, who are as nasty, vicious, and bloodthirsty as foreign invaders, have been allowed to get away with the biggest ripoff in history, a multi-trillion-dollar scam.